Hey everybody, my name's Miss Churillo, and I'm going to explain how to use the really awesome and free floorplanner.com floor planning tool. So first you're going to go to floorplanner.com, create an account. This program is free. There are some features that you don't get with the free version, like building 2 floors that can connect via stairs, things like that. But wow, the stuff that you can access on the free version is amazing. So once you get logged in, you're going to see this main page, which you can see I have some other practice floor plans on my dashboard. What you're going to go ahead and do right now is click Start Project. You now can give your project a name. So, it could just be practice, or if you are specifically planning or redesigning a space in your home, like maybe you're redecorating your living room, call it living room floor plan, whatever you want, doesn't matter. By no means do you need to actually put all of these like country, address, that information. Just a name is fine. Okay, once you click Create Project, the easiest way to get started, in my opinion, is to use what they call their room wizard. You can upload an image and work on top of a existing floor plan image that you have, or a completely blank empty plan. But from my experience, the room wizard works best to keep your drawing to scale, and it helps you avoid little small mistakes that you have to learn a lot of details about. So first you're going to pick your room shape. Depending, of course, on the shape of your room, you're going to select one of these provided shapes. You can always manipulate these walls and links, and you can even add more rooms later. So if you're wanting to do maybe a bedroom and later you also want to add the hallway next to it, you'll be able to add and build rooms next to and around what you've started with today. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and just click the rectangle. Now, what's awesome is the immediate next step is to select the room's dimensions. So again, if you were, for example, creating a floor plan for your living room, you would have wanted to already take measurements of that space, and then you can drag this slider bar or type in your exact measurements. So let's say it was 20 feet by 6 inches. So 1 mark for feet and 2 little marks for inches. So 20, oh, except that didn't work quite right. Let's go back there. We'll just call it 20 feet. And then you can add the inches over here. So, we'll call it 20 feet and 1 1/8 inch for now. And then I'll just leave the other one at 13 feet. But you can see that the green slider goes with the green arrow. So if I make this larger, it makes the room, longer based on that green axis. So here we go. All right, ceiling height. Of course, you want to adjust to be whatever ceiling height of the space you're working with. I leave mine at the given dimension of 9 feet, 2 1/4 inch. Okay, as far as room type, this really doesn't matter, and you can change it later. I'm going to go ahead and just select bedroom. The pink right there is just a labeling background. It actually doesn't denote flooring decision at all. So this is simply for labeling purposes if you start to have a bunch of different rooms in your plan. So pick whatever you want. And then next, it says select one of the styles that matches yours best. This is optional, and you can always change the room style later. I always start with an empty room. I use this to actually plan out the renovations in my home or to teach my students how to draw floor plans at school. So it is fun to play around with these styles, but for the purposes of designing from scratch, you want to start with an empty room. So simply click that, and it takes you now to our floor planning platform. So let's see, there we go. Let me make sure y'all can see my full screen here. All right, so now we have our main work area. I want to show you around this space to get you comfortable with what you're looking at. So we have this grid here with our floor plan in existence. Let's say you realized really quick that, oh, your room actually is 25 feet long, not 20 feet. You can just grab one of these walls and pull it over, and now your room can get larger. You'll see in the bottom left-hand corner the dimension of the wall. You can also see it based off of these dimension markings on the edges. So, you can always adjust your room even after you've gone through the Room Wizard process. So, up in the upper right-hand corner, you have some features. You can change the view. You can see a black and white view. You can see a color view, or my preference is the material view. It doesn't look super different right now because we don't have any materials selected, but down the road, once we start changing wall color and flooring and adding in furniture, you're going to want to see all those colors and materials come to life. This icon right here is your settings for your visual space here. So like if you don't want a grid, you could take that off. If you don't want to show symbols like electrical outlets and lighting and things like that, you could take that off. There's a lot of different features here. I always like to keep mine as they come. However, I do like to show lights. So that'll be fun when you start adding in things like lamps or lighting. The 3D view generator can actually simulate the lighting from that lamp. It's really fun. All right, over here in the upper right, very over on the edge, we are currently in the 2-dimension view. But what is so neat about this floor planning tool is you can click 3D and really quickly get this awesome 3-dimensional view of your space. You have both this like aerial view where you can, zoom in, zoom out, adjust, and swivel. But there also is this little walking person icon, which will take you at eye level, and you can still swivel around. It's a little temperamental sometimes to get the right view and angle that you want. Sometimes you might start zooming in and you get like a little lost and you're like, wait, where the heck am I? In that case, come over here and click this target button and it's going to reorient you back in the room. That's the same thing for this aerial view. Sometimes you might zoom out and get way over here and then it's like, wait, how do I get back? You just click this button over here in the left and it takes you back to that main spot. You can change your field of view, meaning like getting further away or closer. You can also change like the height of where the camera is. So there's a lot of ways you can manipulate the view and angle of this 3D view. All right, so let's go back to 2-dimension. Let's talk about how to actually use the tools provided on this platform and design your space. So I don't know if you are super familiar with floor plans or not, but things like doors are going to be drawn in just a black and white setting. When we're looking at a floor plan from bird's eye view, you're not going to get the details at this angle of like the decorative features of your door and window. So what's fun is when you click on the door, it will show you a visual example of that door in 3D. Same with the window. So over here, these two items on the wall are windows. So these are 2-pane windows. If you want to delete these, you just select it and then click delete. If that was an accident, there is an undo button up here. So up in the upper left, you can click undo. All right. You can also duplicate items. So over here with this window selected, let's say I wanted another one just like it. I can click this button right here and it duplicates it. And I just kind of drag and drop. And you can move windows and doors on the wall. Super nice. Let's say this door was swinging the wrong way. You wanted to swing into the room instead of out of the room. You can simply click this button and it changes the swing direction. If it's swinging left, but you need it to swing right, you can change it by that other icon. So that would mean this would probably go in this corner. And then if it were over here, it would probably swing. Sorry about my hats. Swing this way. So that's how you can manipulate your door swings, is simply clicking on it and then adjusting it. All right, so that's a lot of what's going on just right here in front of us. Let's start looking at our toolbar over on the left-hand side. Right now, the hammer icon is selected, which is our build toolbar. Here you can draw a room, wall, surface, place more doors, windows, structures, or change the background settings. So earlier I mentioned, you might want to add a closet or add a bathroom or a hallway. You want to add another room to this plan. You simply select Draw Room. And if you hover over your workspace, you're going to get this little crosshair. I always like to line it up with a corner of my existing space. And you know it's lined up when those blue dashed lines appear. That means you're in line with your existing space. So you click and hold down and then drag. So maybe this is a hallway, or maybe this is going to be a bathroom and a closet. So I've added this and maybe I want to make it larger, but that's how you draw a room. Next, if you wanted to simply add a singular wall, you're going to click Draw Wall. So for example, if this orange space was supposed to be both a bathroom and a closet, I can click Draw Wall. And then I like to wait for those blue dashed lines to appear. That means I'm in line with the pre-existing wall. Click, hold down, and then drag over. Notice right now this would be at a cattywampus angle. Again, I want it to snap to grid. So you see that faint blue line pop up. That means it's in level or is level. And then I drag it over until I see the dashed blue lines, which means I've completed the wall and it is connected to the existing back wall. I'm just ever so slightly over like this. Oops, excuse me. If I zoom in, we see that the wall isn't actually attached. So you want to make sure to draw that wall to where you get the dashed line. Now, when I simply let go, it finishes that wall. Sometimes when you go to draw walls, you click and drag and then click and it thinks you want to keep going. And then you're like, wait, how do I get this thing to stop? Just pause and click again and it finishes the line. And then of course you can always just back. Or if you didn't want to click the back button or the undo button, you could always click the segment you didn't want and then click backspace or delete. So for example, I don't need 3 spaces here, I just want 2. So I'm going to click this wall and click delete. And I'm going to drag this wall over so I have a pretty equal sized bathroom and closet. All the numbers that pop up when you drag and move things like the windows, like this, see how those numbers are changing super fast? That's telling you the different dimensions on the left and right of the window. Same thing with this wall. All those numbers pop up and get kind of confusing. It's basically just showing you how or what the dimensions are on the left and right of that wall. So, I mean, this planner is amazing because you can really get super exact, detailed measurements. All right, so that's how to draw a room and a wall. Let me quickly show you how to draw a surface. So a surface would be something like an outdoor patio. You can draw a swimming pool. You could draw an area of a stone back patio or a walkway in the front of the house, whatever it might be. But this is going to be a surface, not a room. So it's like just drawing a floor. So what you're going to do is click Draw Surface. Let's say I wanted to add a grassy area at the back of this room, like outside. You're going to get that same crosshair looking device. I come to the corner and then you click. You don't even have to hold down, but each time you click, you're giving it a point to end at. So I keep clicking at these corners and then I come up and click and then click one more time. So now we've just drawn a surface. I will show you here in just a minute how to change what this surface is made of. Right now it's this generic gray material. In just a moment, I will show you how to actually make that be stone or brick or grass or water. So I'll show you that in just a moment. All right, next, so that's how to draw a surface. Next, we are going to talk about adding doors. So when you click Place Door, it has this great feature where it can show you a 3-dimensional or 2-dimensional view of your door. I toggle between both because sometimes I need to see from a floor plan blueprint perspective what the door looks like. Like for me, it's easier to find these bifold doors in a 2D view because the 3D view, if you look close, you can't quite tell which one's a bifold door. So